for sure. So it's been working today.
Yeah. Okay, I titled this video "Coughing Problem Found, Hopefully, and Fixed." Last night, I started GMK. I missed the appointment. I was trying to fix our heater. Our heater went off, and we were, fiddling around and doing the circuit breakers and all kinds of shit. So I finally got my new camp heater out. My Mr. Buddy. My Mr. Buddy heater. This is what you want to use if you ever go camping. Took out the box and hooked it up. Got it working. Anyways, across the street is a guy that does HVAC for a business. And he came over and all he did was look up there at the filter. There's your problem. The filter was black. And we forgot about the fucking filter. That's why I was coughing all those years. Also, besides the mold being up in there, was because the filter was dirty. That means it's putting dust back into my system. And dust is one of the things I got a problem with. I cough. Since it's been off, I haven't coughed one time today. So hopefully that fixes my problem, because I had that cold that's going around, and I also had the flu that's going around. And it's like the cough never went away. And the cough, my mucus is all dried up, except I was still coughing and vomiting almost every day. So, hope this fixed the problem. If not, hey, I've got all those other ideas to keep trying to work on fixing my coughing issues. Blaze 1. Would doing 300 push-ups daily give me at least a little bit of muscle? Yeah, it sure would. And if you put a weight on your back, you can increase what's called the resistance to get more development. Push-ups are like doing a bench press. McKinson. Oh, also with the push-ups, you develop your back, your scapular muscles, your lats get involved, and also your abdominals. So it works more than just your chest. It also works the front shoulders, your triceps. It's pretty much an upper body conditioner. That's why they use it in the Army and the Marines and military forces. It's such a great exercise to do. Now my routine is to do incline bench press, incline flies, followed by push-ups on the floor, on the feet, then drop to the knees. That'll give you a huge chest pump. Now, I have a naturally big chest because my mind connects really well to the chest muscles. When I can sit here and flex my chest without doing anything, that shows the motor receptors in the brain are hardwired to my pecs. Muscles that grow easy for you, those what your brain is hardwired for. Like guys with the huge thighs, they're real fast sprinters. Their brains are wired to their leg muscles. Okay. In my product, How to Make a Woman Come, I try to teach you to hardwire your brain to your dick so you can last longer. I've got exercises in there to get you to teach yourself to last longer. You basically want to take mental control of your orgasm. Now, the downside of that, as I said, it ruined me. I couldn't get head from a girl and just blow up. It maybe lasts for hours. When you're fucking till your sheet's soaked and the bed is soaked, the liner's soaked, and there's a puddle of water in your on your mattress, that's not good, really. I was doing that in my 20s and 30s, early 30s. Well, I stopped by the time I was 32, I think. I really slowed down. I was slowing down and learning how to make love. McKinson Blanc. Playa Supreme. I'm currently shopping jewelry, and that's why I waited for Jovina to come home also. He's shopping jewelry, Jovina. More especially, I thought I was going to say specifically, but more especially rings, See, I never wore rings. Do I have some rings? I have some rings, don't I? I think I have one.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing a lot of rings.
Yeah, I don't have. I didn't wear rings. Okay, so I'm the wrong person. That's why I'm waiting for Juvine to be here. What's the best style for bachelors like myself? I'm not trying to look married and nothing too flamboyant either. Any good? Let me go to the actual post. Finish it.
Yeah, I have a suggestion actually.
Any good suggestions? Yes, Jovina.
I do. A real big manly ring.
Big chunky manly ring.
That has some, like, you know the school rings?
School rings.
Something like that,
Yeah,
that style.
That's yeah. Those
and
are cool.
Keep it down to just one. Don't put
just
like
one.
tons of rings. Just one ring, substantial size, and those do not look like a wedding ring. So.
Okay. What about thumb rings? Back in my days, a lot of guys were wearing thumb rings.
But I don't know. It's kind of odd to me. You want to keep it within either the middle finger or the actual ring finger.
What do you think of pinky
rings? The ring
rings?
finger is the best. You can do that too. Again, you need to keep it, a substantial size, especially for a man. You don't want it to be dainty.
You don't want to be dainty if you're a man. Okay. So there you go, brother. As you know, Jovina does our How to Dress for Men. She has a site called How to Dress for Men. All you guys should be going through there. David Akande, Supreme. I talk on board what you said. He wants to say, I took on board what you said and stood up for myself. Some guy was laughing in my face while I was at the station. Seriously? Some dude was laughing in your face while you're at the train station or bus station or whatever you call it? I was never bullied, man. This is weird to me, but to laugh in your face? Someone you don't know? He goes, I confronted him, good, and pulled his earphones out like a bitch he was. I asked him, what's funny? And he stunted. I called him a prick and got on the train. He was laughing at me because I was short and in a suit and was hating. Feels good to stand up for yourself. Yes, it does. That's what I said, dude. Stand up. Hey, yeah, that's what you got to do. Now, don't it feel good? Just hope people don't have some fucking complex, all something. I'm not sure what you're saying. Not gonna take and shit anymore? You mean any shit anymore? Wow. KR, Lord have mercy. That's Lord have mercy. The oddballs on the internet are so socially awkward, it's amazing. Yeah. And they come in all races. They're black oddballs. Who would have thunk? You know, I had to go to high school with my older brother. Give me the dark meat off that chicken, not the white. I don't like white meat, you know that. No racial. I don't like white meat. I never liked the breast of the chicken. I always like the dark meat because it's juicier, has more flavor. That white meat's just like fucking dry. Well, your dad's dark skin.
Oh, he says the same thing. The dark meat has more flavor.
Yeah, it does. You know, when you have melanin, you also have more melanin receptors in your tongue, so you taste things differently. Your dad, yeah, he has African in his blood, so he tastes the flavor of the food. That's one of the things that, you know, was bred out of our Ice Age folks, is the taste buds. You imagine 10,000 years of just a bland diet, and you see why. The body no longer needed fancy taste buds. So that was not a racial put down. That was just a statement of fact. Remo, that truly alpha guy was being very emotional. I don't know what the problem is. He's a Japanese guy. What Brother Grease do to you, man? You guys need to sit down and talk it out. I don't think he really cares, about you. They're true alphas, so get over it. I don't think Grease is gonna waste his time on one fool that's being a hater. True Alpha replies, Remo, don't speak about a real man behind his back, buddy. Wow. You're Japanese, bro. You guys don't have the best rep today. And you showing up in a furry outfit as your avatar, man. What's alpha about that, dog? You're one of the furry people. That's why you haven't answered my question about that. You're one of the fucking furries going to those conventions hoping to get up on some white women. If you wear a cool outfit, you think they'll like you. If not, explain the fucking furry outfit, dude. I'm only looking out for the guys in this community. Think about it. Supreme said that Grease said his tablet was broke. That's why he wasn't able to communicate, but magically finds a way to reach out. No, he got his girl to get him. Let me explain. Grease has a main chick. He's got a side chick that has a girlfriend. He's fucking the two of them. The side chick, the side piece, wanted him to, she was going to buy a house for them all to live together and all that. Wanted him to be the king of the house and fuck the two of them. Players who are doing the game, they're out there doing the game. And that's what he got into, was out there doing the game. It took me a while to figure Brother Grease out, how he operates, but now I get it. You get into the game. Nobody's thinking about fucked up dudes on the internet when you're out there living life of a king. So the desire to have a tablet or a computer wasn't all that strong for him. Supreme said in the video that they weren't on good terms. I said in the video I didn't want to talk about it. Okay? Because I was worried about Brother Grease. Just like, I worry about folks. I worry about Raul. I want to slap Raul in his head. Oh man, I would love to slap the back of that head. But now his afro's too goddamn big and it wouldn't do any effect. But, I'm the kind of guy that cares. And that's my dad's fault. He put that in me, taught me how to care. He was like the nicest man, and it rubbed off on me. People like me, we don't do well in business. Like I told you guys when I bought my camper, the camper shell, the guy was giving to me for $135, and I said, well, you followed to the bank. And I'm telling Jimmy, I could have got it for $135. But, he wanted that $175 for that. That's the kind of guy I am. That other part of me thought about it afterwards. And I never take advantage of anybody in business. Now, I have taken advantage of women. And these females, this is what I thought back then. These women more than likely had other dudes, because I met them in the clubs. And the club is like fair game. That's why I left good girls alone. I try to leave good girls alone, and I left them mostly alone. That's why I dealt with freaks. Or the chicks that like to have sex. good girls, I believe, didn't deserve that. Also, I now wish I'd actually fucked more African American women, because I was watching some of those videos, P. Pablo, Freak Leak, and a few other videos. That Chingy, right there. And I'm seeing all these, pretty sisters. But they didn't go to the clubs that I went to. And the ones that went there, they wanted white guys. But I wish I'd gotten more into the African American community, because there's some pretty sisters out there. And there's nothing like black on black. You guys who don't have the balls to get a sister, you need to experience one before you shut out completely. Experience a pretty one. Don't get the ghetto ugly shit. I was watching, what was it, Maury? Was that this morning we were looking at a Maury show? Yeah, or was it last night with a chick? She kept doing her head and moving too much. Yeah. That chicken head. We used to call them chicken heads. She was skinny. And then the brother looked like a normal dude. But he had an obsession for skinny black women. KR? I get the feeling you're probably like that. Do you like skinny black women? When I was in junior high school, there was like this thing against black chicks. It started back then, by the way. We used to call them booger bears and monsters. They were called the Monster Pack for Monster Pack. Monsters. And chicken heads for the skinny ones. And then brothers were, fucking white chicks in junior high school. And I live in California. I was living in California at the time, so. But I stayed true to my race. I was looking for sisters. I wanted to date sisters. I love sisters because they had the big butts. There's a girl named Jody. My older brother took her to his senior prom. She was from we went to junior high together, and I really liked her because she was thick. She was light skinned with an afro, and she had a light skin, little couple freckles, and that those curves, and that ass. Imagine that in those bell bottom, those tight bell bottom jeans with the flares at the bottom. Yeah. Greece is not fraudulent. He would rather walk away from this community. If I can get him to stay, consider that a blessing for the amount of game that he can lace you up with. Okay? And a lot of guys, he's younger. He's actually in the game right now versus old like I am and not in the game. He brings a lot to the table. The freshness of what he's doing right now. He can teach you about, what is his mentality when he's handling two females, at the same time. And I think a lot of you guys, you like that ideology of like threesomes and stuff. And I'm like this old funny dud that, I did a threesome, unless you count two dudes and one chick, but I did a threesome once and I didn't like the two dudes and one chick thing, but I was teaching my boy Craig. I prefer just me and a girl, one person at a time. Because you can't make love to two women. You see yourself trying to get all passionate with the girl, and you got to stop, disconnect from that flow, and then go do the same things the other girl, leave her all wanting? That doesn't work for me. I've done 3 shows today. So how you guys doing? How did you fix them? Well, I've already explained that. You Jelly Supreme. Hello, sir. Just got back earlier from the gym. Walked a mile on the track. Almost killed me. Today is Thursday. You should have been doing your weights. Why aren't you doing the cardio in the morning? See, I set these out for a reason. Schedule that way. If you do cardio before you eat breakfast, you'll burn body fat. So do the cardio that I gave you before breakfast and the ab work. It'll burn body fat. Okay? Evening time workouts are fine. I prefer first thing in the morning for breakfast, though. That's like the best time. Plus, it's 15 minutes. It gets your appetite stimulated. It removes your metabolism up. Cardio should be done in the morning to get the best advantage of it. It's okay to do cardio before dinner too. It gets to anytime. If you do cardio, period, you get the benefit from it. But I found the best time was first thing in the morning before breakfast, because you're running on more body fat stores. Think about it. You've had a fasting period of 8 hours, 8+ hours of sleep. That's a fasting period. So your body has run through all the fuel it has. And you get up and you do cardio, you burn up the rest of the fuel, your body switches over to body fat. Now, it takes a while for you to actually process the ingested food. So you got a couple more hours of processing, which also burns more fat, more energy. Then before it gets access to the fuel from the food that you eat. So if you eat at 8 o'clock, did your cardio at 7 and your abs and all that, and you're starting to digest or eat at 8, it's about 10 o'clock before you see any of the benefits of it. So you get extra hours of fat burning. Okay? Everything I put in there is for a reason, and it's timed. Do your weight training in the evening. That will create a different type of energy burn. You do weight training the way I do it, which is that cardio style also, but it gives you the advantage of releasing what's called growth hormone. If you push yourself hard enough, it gives you the advantage of burning up all the glycogen in the muscle. That's the sugar that you've ingested throughout the day. My style will push you into that aerobic and anaerobic state. So it really shakes up your metabolism. You Jelly Supreme. You just got back early, went food shopping for 20-30 minutes. Good. Walking around. My body is toast. Good. Keith Smith. I already answered that. Just answer that question. Do you wish you had dated a black? I did date black women. And a couple of mulattoes. Now, a lot of mulattoes, and we do refer to, like, our president was black. So they are black women. They may have had a black father and a white mother. That's the main thing. Majority. You can tell the difference when the father's white is the hair is curlier. Jovina, she dated a guy that his father was white. And he didn't have that loose hair that when the mom is white. His was tight curls. Like, my father. The ringlets. Three Stooges guy. That's what we used to tease about when we were kids. Oh, okay. Yeah, my mom. You look like Three Stooges. When he let his hair grow, but Supreme, how you feeling today, sir? I posted a video how the South and how slaves contributed to the progress of the United States in the video. The food historian, which is black, said that a black man actually came up with the recipe for Jack Daniels. I heard that also was the slaves. I was taking marketing in college when I was a kid, 20-something, and the Jack Daniels company came out and showed us the history. Did they mention that? I didn't learn that until I got into black history. That it was his slaves that came up with the whole Jack Daniels thing. Just as you will never learn that Eli Whitney got his idea for the cotton gin from a slave that invented this cotton processing unit. He saw it on the guy's farm. We don't learn that stuff because your race is the dominant race, and your race wrote the history. Supreme black man actually come up with the recipe. Jay. Whoa. How you get a side bitch to have a side bitch? And how you get everyone together with that? Well, that's for something for Grease to share. I'm going to eat my dinner, but I'm going to leave this on. I'll just step away from the camera. You guys can chit-chat and watch the screen back there if you want. I'll email Grease and see if we can come in and share that. And the female's a doctor, too.
You've got mail.
So maybe he'll show up during that time period. I don't know if he's online. In fact, I haven't heard today. Jelly. Supreme, that niceness, I believe, helped you in your life with being a teacher and able to open your heart from the past. Yeah. Supreme helps create empathy. Remo, Supreme, you going ham today? I don't know what that means there, Remo. That's a phrase I'm not familiar with. Jay, where are the sources for Jack Daniels being created by black slaves? Aster Jelly. I learned it from a black teacher. Visual Sing. Jay, are you a white guy? If you are, does that make you upset? I always want to ask white guys who complain about that if that makes them upset when they learn stuff like that. Because I know that, society teaches you that, whites are super intelligent, that you guys created everything. And unfortunately, this is not the truth. Visual Sing. Supreme, how can I attract girls from other races? I only get choosing from white girls. Then other races. That is a weird question. Let me see if I can give you an analogy. Fuck, my brain isn't working. Let me go to Jay. Jay says I'm Dominicano. Are you black Dominican or the white Dominican? I know you used to say I'm black from Dominica because they teach you that you're not black there. He says mulatto. Okay. Let me get to visual. And Singh is an Indian name. And you can't create attraction in women. I wanted to look for an analogy, but I can't think of anything right now. Unfortunately, East Indian race has been stereotyped here in America. And you cannot create that attraction in other races. Either they like who you are as a person and they overlook the racial stuff, or they don't. Like, you're getting white chicks, and I wasn't aware that a lot of white chicks were dating East Indian guys. That's cool to learn. I've seen interracial marriages within your group, both ways, but mostly it's the males. But I don't see a lot of that. Makes pretty kids, though. Actually, one of my clients that I had, her husband was East Indian, and she was from the worst place in Black American history, or one of the worst places, Birmingham, Alabama. And I asked her, about that shit. And she said she was from Birmingham. What was J? Okay. So you're a mulatto. That means you're half black, half, is that Colombian or not? The Spanish gene over there. Is that what you're saying you're mulatto of? Because if your mom was like Dominican, that means she's already could have been more likely mixed anyway. And if your dad was like white or whatever, reverse, then you got a lot of European blood. You should do a DNA, see what your percentage. Which is kind of odd because some people look at Jovina's people, they're white people with black admix, and black people in America, we're black people with other admix. Okay. It's okay, you identify how you want to. You know, when the cops stop you, what do they identify you as? You get beat upside the head, right? What do white people identify you as? But knock yourself out with that, man. Okay, cool. He says, but culturally identify as black. For that, he said, caramel color napas or naps, maybe basically nappy head. I don't identify with being completely black or completely white, being that I have both and some native Caribbean in me. He goes, yes, that's what woke me up to reality. Yeah. How was that for you? That was a harsh wake up, wasn't it? Like, look at Obama. He was straight half of white. And look at how many times he was called the N-word. Run into white supremacy. White supremacy is a bitch if you're not white. That's why I understand people that voted for Trump, even though the racists sided with or were on Trump's side. There's a mulatto on my site that actually voted for Trump. He goes, yes, it was. Sorry to hear that, man. I'll be back in a few minutes. You guys chit chat. I'll answer questions when I get back. Gotta eat my dinner. And I also got a client in 2 hours. Did you put... Do I gotta crack these things open just to put ketchup?
Well, yeah, because
Why didn't you do it?
I don't know how much you want in there.
And what the fuck is this? Is there more?
Nope, this is it.
Okay, that's the final.
Move it on.
I bought some rotisserie chicken today, fellas.
Rotisserie chicken.
I can see the chat board so I can answer questions from over here. I just don't want to eat in front of your faces.
Okay, is that enough?
Yep. Joe's asking, Supreme, what do you think about intermittent fasting? I don't have a lot of experience with that, so I can't give you an opinion on that. I do to the Hodge twins. They used to be fat boys, and they lost their weight with it. Back in the 90s, I have done where you eat or you eat only in the evening time, and I lost weight on it. I've done the carb cycling. That's how I got ripped for my competition. Actually, I got shredded for my bodybuilding competition with carb cycling. That's every 3 days, you switch your diet up. You do 3 days with no carbs. That's meat and vegetables. Then you do 3 days with carbs. Low-fat carbs. And you just cycle through until you get to the weight that you want to be at. Jill, I didn't put any fasting inside your diet program for a reason. Because your body's going to need the fuel to repair your muscles as quickly as possible. Otherwise, you extend the time that you get the repair work done, which throws your workout schedule off. Supreme, I did a 20-hour fast and walked before I ate. I tend to eat late afternoon, early. On my program, make sure you eat your breakfast. That's there for a reason as well. What I put in there will stimulate your fat burning. Those boiled eggs, protein, that will stimulate your fat burning as well. Jay, a lot of people advocate fasting and eating once a day. Notion of Islam, Nation of Islam do it. Cool. I haven't had a ham sandwich in. Trevor, when's the last time we made a ham sandwich?
I can't remember.
She can't remember.
It's been ages.
Ages. Jay, there's this natural herbalist, Patrick Delves, that eats 3 times a week. It's crazy. Wow. What are these made from again? Let me see the package.
Garden spinach herb wraps.
Okay. I went and got rotisserie chicken, and I got these garden spinach herb wraps. So there's 0 trans fats, no cholesterols, made from spinach instead of flour. And she wrapped it up inside of like a tortilla with chicken, and that's what I'm eating. With a little bit of barbecue sauce in it. Jay says, I think Dr. Sebi did it too. He claimed he went a month without food. Remos, Supreme, I think I have to change my physical appearance to improve my game. I said it a long time ago, that you're carrying too much weight. Your face and everything else, your body. My game online and offline. The Bernie Mac look has reached its pinnacle, I feel. I remember Bernie Mac lost a lot of weight too. jelly is called Mission. The jelly's asking about the brand of wrap. Can't have it till you're done with your diet program, though. It's not in there. Mission Wraps. The name of the company is Mission. And we have different stores out here in the West. But look for it in the stores when you come off your diet program. James says, damn, I did cardio at night. No, you're still doing cardio. But do you understand what I was talking about? That long fasting period and the best time to burn fat is in the morning. I hate teaching the morning aerobics because my body just took a long time to warm up. And especially the intensity of stuff that I was doing it at. It just didn't work for me. So I taught afternoon, 5 o'clock aerobic classes. That was my bomb time. Excuse me, eat in front of you is either that or not do the show. Or sit off the side. I'll play back this program and you'll hear the difference that I talked about earlier, Jay. Right there in the beginning of the program. You jelly. Were you able to hang on to a piece of equipment at the gym while you did your lunges? Did that work for you? Also, you didn't tell me you had some knee issues. I asked about that. Yeah, it wakes the body up. You got to break the pattern that you're in order to get that weight loss to start happening. We got to break that pattern because that's what's caused you to hold on to weight. Eating in the afternoon and evenings, especially at night. Spring, the knee issues. I was thinking walking or standing while I said, no, I didn't. See, I was asking about weight training exercises. As for squats, you can hold a kettlebell in one hand and hold on to a piece of gym equipment. So for the last exercise, for the last series where you're doing lunges and arms, let's substitute one-legged squats again for that. I'll take that into account. So when I do your next week's video this weekend with Jovina, we'll have you doing more seated stuff also. It's kind of fucked up because I just did an entire video for a woman on Facebook. She has one of those walks where she dips to the side. She's very heavy, and that leg gives in on itself. So I did a seated workout for her, and as she got stronger, I was having her do some chair squats where you hold on to an item and you do your squats that way. Jason sings in the house now. Visual Sing disappeared, I guess. And now Jason is here. Supreme, I took the plunge and shaved my head. My choosing has shot way up. Do you look more black? I almost got into a beef with an East Indian guy. I thought he was someone I knew. I thought he was a black dude. There was a black dude, he was round face, round eyes, looked just like a brother. And then we became friends. He was inviting me to the church and all that. But I told him, man, I thought you were a black dude. And then another Punjabi guy, I saw his son when he had his first son. His son looked just like my son. You know, long mass of black hair. My son Christopher, when he was born, it took a long time for his hair to curl, and we never cut it, and people thought he was a girl, so my ex-wife cut the hair. Then it came in wavy, she cut it again, and then it started coming in curly. Try to go that goatee. Good. The bald head and the goatee, that works. There's like blonde chicks that like that devil look, and you'll find that you'll get a lot of attention, start getting attention from blondes. Any questions while I'm here? I realize that this show is like evening entertainment, but I try to be there for people that really have questions and problems with the game. So now it's time to ask. A bite. One good thing is Shay is in here asking silly ass questions. And I wonder if everything that person said was truth or not. Was it really a 17-year-old black girl? Was this guy saying that actually a white guy pretend to be a black woman so that he could I don't know, get better support? Never heard of too many black girls that fucked up. I've seen them. You guys see them? They don't comb their hair. They wear glasses. You know what type I'm talking about. You Jelly Supreme. When is the best time in the morning, Eastern time, to work out, since you want me to work out in the morning? I want you to only do cardio and abs in the morning, okay? Just as it says in the program. I give you the exact times, you know, when to do it. In the morning, it says morning workout. So after you wake up is when you do your morning workout. Wake up. This is what I want you to do. I want you to wake up. After you wake up, go take your piss, then go plug into your page and do the aerobic class. Then go lay down on top of the bed, because as I said, that's the best place to do your ab works, on top of your bed. It supports the back and prevents injuries. Also makes the crunchies more effective. You guys didn't know that, did you? Hold on. Got a weird PayPal receipt. 3 months access. Must be in Europe, because 3 months access to my forum is $15. That's $5 a month. And this came through, yeah, it must be, I'll have to ask the person what went on there. So when you wake up, you Jelly, please do your aerobics. If you follow my program exactly, you'll lose weight. If you don't, it's up in the air. I can't tell you what's going to happen. So if you do exactly what me, the trainer with 30 years of experience, tell you to do, and do it just like that, just like in the game, you'll come up. To do anything else is take it into your own risk, okay? Everything is there for a reason. Supreme, I think Shay was using it as a shield so it wouldn't hurt his ego. Yeah. Interesting. Visual. How can you tell when a girl is really digging you or just friendly? I find myself having trouble telling sometimes. Let's see if Jovina can give us some help with that question. But she didn't really play the game. When you saw a fellow that you liked, that you wanted to meet, what did you do?
I would give him the look.
And how does the look?
Oh, it's just a subtle little signal.
Tell me about the signal. These guys are very ABCD.
They what?
They're very ABCD, you know. They want it exactly written out for them.
You just glance, and usually they glance right back.
How do you glance?
Usually. Just, you know.
You just look down and up. You look down and up.
Yeah, well, they know you're.
She went like this. Down and up.
You don't want to make it like obvious, so you're not going to sit there for 5 minutes.
Ogling them. Yeah.
And drooling. No.
Now, this fella is interacting with the girl. How can you tell if she's digging you or just friendly?
He's interacting. Oh, not talking to me. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Oh, if he is interacting,
interacting, what are you signs you give off that you're, you know, if you want a guy to know that you really like him versus just being friendly?
If he's interacting with another girl,
yeah,
I leave that alone.
Why?
Because I don't know what their situation is.
Good advice. Very good advice. You go, shy girls are very hard to read. Dealing with a shy chick.
Well, yeah, that's true. They are harder to read because they have more a shy approach where if the guy looks back at them, they look away pretty quickly and give that, you know, you can tell that's a little shy.
Yeah. So, we'll go by Jovina's advice. For me, I never had a scientific way of telling. You can just tell. And I hate to say that for you if you're really very left brain visual and you want exact details. She has to do XXX. If she doesn't do XXX, then it's not Y. And these girls tell is different, as we talked about in our product, how to tell if a girl likes you. Where Jovina act out all the different ways women will show you they like you. So friendly, they don't touch you. That's not true, because some girls, they'll pat you on the back. If it's a pat on the back, that means they don't respect you as a man. Hey, how you doing? Rubbing your back. That means they're coming in above you. Okay? A girl that respects you and wants to be with you, she respects you as a man. She won't pat you on the back or rub your back or, hey, guy. You know, like buds. Okay? The chicks that liked me constantly gave me eye contact. If I didn't, you know, I would see it, but I would ignore it. Like, there were girls that trained with me after I stopped fucking my clients and would give me that look. Curtis. What's up, Supreme? I'm at the gym watching this. Women are really starting to feel my masculinity now. Not to sound disgusting, but I'm starting to jack off less. Let me vomit now. Every other week now. Before it was every week, but I'm making an emphasis this year to really grow my T levels. Good. Visual says she likes touching my hands. That usually happens with girls who are touchy-feely in communication. If you're at a desk, they touch your hands. It's how they touch. So you didn't tell me how she touches. Does she touch it and leave her hand there? Or just tap it? It's just tap friendly. Italians are very hand-oriented. Italian chicks.
Yeah, Portuguese too.
And Portuguese, yeah. Spaniards probably the same way. They use their hands a lot. They'll touch your hands, all that. To them, it doesn't mean anything. To thirsty guys, they'll, like you, because you're obviously thirsty, you'll wonder, does she like me? And you can't really feel it. That's amazing about you guys who are thirsty, is you can't seem to tell when girls really like you or not. Or just being friendly. Let's see, when it comes to the dating game, Visual says, I'm completely brain dead. Yeah. Instead of guessing, what I always tell guys is find out. Instead of asking me, wasting your time, you could have found out by now by asking her out. Let's say it's a college thing and you're working in a group and she's touched your hand. Ask her out to coffee after class. Hey, what are you doing after class? She goes, I don't know. Well, you want to go get some coffee? Fellas, how hard was that to say? Can somebody tell me why that's almost impossible to say something like that in a conversational tone? Again, I've been watching Maury and I see all these ugly fuckers with women. And the difference between them and you guys is they got the balls to open their mouths. You're right, I'm trying to feel things. Well, if you're trying to feel things out, you'd feel if she liked you or not. You just get to feel it. Oh, shit. You know, I just realized that PayPal receipt that came in. My PayPal buttons are specific. You click it either for 1 month, 3 months, or 6 months, and they go to the exact amount. So I don't know where he must have just sent me $20 versus $15. As I told you guys, I'm very, very honest, and see, if he's expecting access and he didn't use the buttons on the forum, I don't know what to do. And I don't have my admin anymore. I was supposed to have gotten rid of this forum by now. And I'm just lagging like a motherfucker. Curtis, they're scared of no. I can't let that go, not knowing what could be, so I just ask. You ask what, Curtis? Do you want my dick in your ass? Basically, you want to go out? Rejection is holding me back. Yeah. Well, is she giving you lots of eye contact? A girl just being friendly doesn't give you eye contact from across the room. Nas Wilmer. I take zinc to help boost my T levels, testosterone. Nas, eggs and navy beans can boost it too. Yeah, I boil eggs at night to eat, Curtis says. Yeah, I eat, actually I eat 3 boiled eggs now every day. But I've been having a problem with cramping. Like I got a really, really bad cramp right here on the right side of my rib cage. When I got my truck this morning, I drive all the way home holding it, and I tried to stretch out backwards, and I even dropped the seat back, but it was too far, so I turned to pull it back up, and it flared up again. So I'm driving, pushing in, trying to keep the muscle from spasming. And by the time I got to the store and I got the rotisserie chicken, it had stopped, but it was a long drive of pain. As soon as I got home, I used capsules, potassium and magnesium, capsule form, because capsules don't have binders in them to hold it in the pill form. The capsules dissolve in the stomach acid and it releases all the nutrients within. Visual. I think I'm going to back off. Feels like I'm chasing her down. If it happens, it happens. You don't want to even try to ask her out? Jovina. Fat bastard. I'm getting a stare. I think cats are telepathic.
Tired of being the doorman for these guys.
I take magnesium too, 500 milligrams. I believe these are 500s too. Yes, it should be. And I take 2 of them when I'm in a bad situation. Nope, these are 250s. Okay, that's probably what's going on. I thought they were 500s. Also, you want to take calcium along with that. Calcium doesn't have to be in capsule form, but that's the best way to do it. If you can find it in capsules, use it. If not, the pills will be just fine. Visual. I'm always the first to engage in conversation with her. Aha. Well, more comes out. Sound like you're hoe chasing. This is called metformin. Curtis, muscle spasms that travel from his right rib area to his chest. Actually, it was spreading back to my lats, and I had to go inwards and isolate the area and force it to relax. And drive at the same time. Oh, he goes, you're talking about your dad. My dad gets uncomfortable spasms for some reason, maybe because of stress. I'm about to tell him to ask a doctor about potassium. Thanks. Yeah, when you get old, I understand the old folks, and I just see my parents, drinking some kind of juice that was going around the old community for a while. It was full of potassium and magnesium. But for me, because I use salt on my eggs and also drink coffee, it leaches those minerals out of my body, including water. I don't start drinking water till lunchtime. If you ever get cramps, take a Tums pill, because Tums are loaded with magnesium, which helps your muscles relax. Inflated ego. Oh, someone also mentioned they had went from 130 to 170. Let me go back up for that. So the brother, yeah, Nas. I set my goal of 150 pounds from 130 to 150 in about 3 months. Wow. Now I'm trying to get to 170. That's awfully fast weight gain. You must be an extreme beginner. Sometimes beginners can gain weight. Be careful. That's not fat weight. Because 3 months, that's 10 pounds a month. That is like steroid usage type of gain, you know. They'll gain 20 pounds in 2 months or something like that. But I've seen where naturals have gained, when they just first start, they gain a lot of mass, you know, for a little while, then the body tapers off. They start whining and crying like little bitches. And what happened? It's called adaptation, dummy. Curtis, my dad. Okay. Inflated ego. Says I'm fairly skinny looking. Looking to build up some muscle. Do you have any tips of how to start? Do a basic program. Well, you're black. Go to the gym and work out. You'll gain size. Black folks, we have a higher level of testosterone than other races on the planet. I understand only race that's actually higher than ours for some reason, don't know why, are Mexicans. I just happened to read that in an article at one time. But I didn't investigate the truth of the article, though. But I'm still going to keep passing on. Black folks, we have a higher level of testosterone. That's why when we get into our late 30s and early 40s, we don't need to take testosterone enhancement to, you know, keep our dicks up. So for him, just hit the gym. I've seen skinny guys go from skinny to buffed who are black. Visual. When I get around girls, I like my heart starts beating fast. I need to conquer myself before I can conquer women. That's one of the most truest things you've ever said. You got to conquer yourself. A lot of guys, they come to me, they just want to, you know, have control over women. Imagine these desperate geeks that never had women before, and they probably seen some bondage films where the woman would crawl to them. And these guys want that. They're full of nervous tics, full of stupid shit. They're not men yet, but they want that. And before you can learn to control a female, you got to learn to control yourself. Nas says, I want that gorilla back. That's one of the things my son tries to compete with me on, who has a wider back. I tell him I got that slave back. Abdul. My family has been thinking about moving back to the Ivory Coast and getting me dual citizenship. That would be cool. That'd be very cool to have dual citizenship there, Abdul. That way, if this whole Trump thing goes really sour, you got a place to run to. Like Jovina says, you know, her parents have dual citizenship, but she doesn't. And she's thinking about getting it for Portugal. In fact, anytime she's over there at her little corner watching her laptop, that's due to Trump. Or she's arguing with fucks. Right now she's watching Bill Maher, M-A-H-E-R, how do you say his name? Jovina. What's his name again?
Whose name?
His name?
This guy?
Who else?
Bill Maher.
Bill Maher. She's gotten really deep into arguing with Trumpers.
I'm not arguing with anyone today.
You're not going to argue with anyone today?
No, I haven't.
You're not going to do it? You sure you're not going to do it?
No, I'm watching the videos. I'm trying to look at the comments.
And of course he's talking about Trump.
Well, he hasn't started, but yeah, he's going to. It's a Trump circus.
It's called Trump Circus.
The Trump circus. That's what the title of the video is. So yeah, of course he's going to talk about him. When doesn't he talk about him?
Yeah. You know, there's some Trumpers that are actually watching me. I call you guys Trumpers.
Trump heads.
Yaad Man. What's up, Supreme? Any advice on how to deal with women that's less submissive? I'm black. Yeah. Don't fuck with them. Okay? Don't waste your time. There's your advice from a player. Are you going to do it? Or are you stuck on the bitch? Leave the bitch alone. She got too much masculinity in her. As they were feminizing you, they were also making women more masculine. The feminazi movement. Why? Because homosexual women got into that movement and they want to separate us, especially in the black community, because they don't want us to increase our numbers. Less submissive. When we say less submissive, I interpret that as aggressive. She may not be aggressive, just won't bow to him. In which case, she doesn't like him as a man. What nationality are you, Yaad? Are you black? Yeah, he says I'm black, sorry. He did say that. And I'm dating a black girl who's not very submissive. Too late, so I didn't see the end of it. I stand to a point because she never really had a father figure in her life. So subconsciously, it might be hard for her to let a man totally dominate her. I was just talking about that a lot of guys come here because they want to have women crawl to them and dominate women, have power over them. You see how I'm shaking my head, making fun of guys like that? I'm putting you that type down because that type haven't learned to have self-control. They don't know how to dominate themselves. They don't know how to control themselves, in other words. And then you're trying to have power over a woman and dominate her. You got to develop it within here first for yourself. When she respects you as a man, she will submit. So obviously, you're not presenting yourself as the one, because all women are looking for the one. Freaks are looking for the one also, but he's that cool, trendy guy. That dude that she'll slather over. That's her one. Every woman has a different type of the one. Good girls want that guy, that knight in shining horse type of dude. Knight in shining armor, rather words. Hoes, her, the one, is some rich dude. So obviously you're not representing yourself as I want you to get out a pencil and paper right now. And I want you to write down what I say. By the way, my emails and my PUF account are up to 10 now. They were at 4. I went in there. Okay. I'm going to give you some words I want you to write down, because you're not representing yourself as this. The mind injector. That's how a brother knows how to get in a woman's mind. The heart protector. The sole defender of anything that's yours. The baby conceiver. Make you a believer. Joy bringer. Love giver. Dough increaser. Big one. Dough increaser. Do you show has your female seen that you know how to make money? Go out in the world and turn nothing into something? The pleasure releaser. You hit that pussy right, they collapse. They submit. So obviously you're not hitting the pussy right. The night school teacher. Teacher in bed. After bed, you talk to her. You talk to her mind. You spin the web of dreams of what you intend to accomplish. That's where you put her on your team. Have you put her to work? Have you given her a job? The best thing you brothers can do is give your female a job. I hope you're not chit-chatting while I'm teaching right now. That's one of the things that really pisses me the fuck off. And it's gotten to the point where I'm just going to start cussing the fuck out. I'm teaching. Pay attention. The caregiver, the kiss craver. Do you make her crave your kisses? All these words are about a man that's almost like a force of nature. A man that has power. That's what I developed in my life so that women felt me. Never had to do any of my stuff on Jovina. She just came by the power of my personality. I'm a dough increaser. I came online. I created a business. I had my own business. I was definitely, a mind injector because I talked to her. I got her history out of her stories. I'm big. She feels like, I'm a defender. I can protect her. She had a tube side. Baby can see her though. Make you a believer. She believes in me. That's one thing she talked about. That was one of my things that she liked. That I know how to go out and do things. Like she's seen me do things. Joy bringer. I brought joy into her life. She's seen me. When I met her, I was making over $7,500 a month. I was making $7,500 a month for my training business, and then I had money come in. I started having money come in as I was dropping my training business, so that it matched from this business. Which first maybe I was just giving free advice. I was doing podcast shows. Then I turned that into a paid forum. So the Good Life Preacher, I talked about the good life to her. I want to get us, as you and I get an RV and we just travel the country. So think about what you're doing, how you represent yourself to your woman. And then you'll see why, without using any type of mind fucking, why she's not bowing down. The cheap way is to just use mind fucking on her. I say develop those characteristics first, then use that. So it cements it it becomes like cement. Dominic, and thank you guys for listening, not chit-chatting. Dominic, my bro told me to be care of using the nickname Dom on dating sites because they might think I'm into BDSM site. Is that true? Yes, it is. Dom represents a male that's a dominant. So you'll get all these super submissive women coming at you. Now, I started doing research in that whole thing. I compared my notes when I'm talking about that Candy female. She was in BDSM when I met her. Jovina knows her. She went to the club. If I could finish this before you guys start talking. I realized that Doms had similar powers as pimps did. Because they could make their females do anything. Like if a Dom wanted his girl to fuck, like I did that with the girl that was in Utah. I told her I want you to fuck a black dude with a big dick. They sent me the photos. That was my test. That's the only reason why I wanted it. I don't have a fetish of seeing what I'm gonna make mine getting done well by another black dude with an even bigger dick. It was my test to see what kind of power I did possess over her. And she went out and did it. And I've got the photos right here to prove it, but you'll never see it. I think I put some of my forum once though. Supreme, that lyric to a song, if you don't know. Why do you guys do that? Kevin, why do you guys do that? He's trying to tell me, thinks I don't. He says if I don't know. Is Heather Headley. He is. Obviously, I knew it was. I loved the song when it came out because it spoke to me. It also it speaks to women that are very submissive and very feminine and nurturing, feminine type of women. Like that girl, Tanya. Phil T, good evening. You got a photo up. I'm getting tired of sitting on this stool. Jovina, I'm going to sit on the chair. I want you to rotate the camera down for me. It's okay, Kevin. I just wonder why you guys do that. Kevin, sit down. That's good right there. That's fine. Yeah. Obrigado, senhora. Mein amor.
De nada.
De nada. Senor? Your lips were bigger when I met you.
My lips are on fire.
Why are they shrinking? Your lips were bigger when I met you. No, don't do that. That looks hideous.
Still big enough.
Yeah, it's still big enough. That's one thing, after I dated Jovina, I missed women with lips, like sisters. I love big lips. I don't like kissing bird beaks. I got these huge ass lips. And, the Caucasian chicks, some of them had lips. I'm always attracted to white women with lips. Because I was looking for the elements of sisters, pretty much. The fella asked me, do I miss not having dated black chicks? And I did date black chicks, just not very many. And that's one of the things I love about sisters is our lips match. And I stopped going for chicks with no lips. It was like kissing a gash. And Irish folks tend not to have lips. The colder the climate, the thinner their lips are. When you go further south, you notice fuller lips on people like Italians, or at least the bottom lip will be fuller. Phil T, we are lucky you are on air today. Glad you feel that way, brother. But Kevin, I asked you guys, why do you guys do that? Is it like to show that you know something? I love that song. There's certain songs like Christina Aguilera's Walk Away. Those are player gems. That's kind of music that you want to play, like if a female gets in your car or she's in your bedroom. Because women, those words go into their brains on a subconscious level. Every time you're around, that's why a pimp doesn't play, like if he likes hard rap, when this bitch get in the car, he's playing that smooth stuff. He's constantly programming his females, be in a certain mood. I should say the old school. I don't know what the new school pimps are doing. The list that I put in my product, How to Make a Woman Come, that's from the Pimps Network, by the way. That's not my list of songs. That is right out of the Pimps Network, where real pimps were meeting up, that I got into. So that's in my product, How to Make a Woman Come. And I tell you to play that music. Get as much of that music in, put it on a MP3 and play it on your laptop or whatever, while she's in your bedroom and while she's in your house. It's good to wire your entire house so that you can have the music going everywhere. Will you single dudes do that? I can see wires all over the place and a little speaker barely reach inside the door. I know how you guys are. That's how I would have did shit too, by the way, back then. Dominic, he said those chicks want you to tie them up and shit. It's kind of weird to me. Yeah, it is very weird. The part I liked about it was the, kissing my feet. You've seen the photo. But also the submission. I got the best massages, damn good head, sex any way I wanted it, any hole. Sometimes I just go over and just get head. Imagine, just lay back, you lay on the bed, she gets doing her thing, and you zip up and you walk out. And then she calls you master. One time I told her I was gonna bring a girl over, and it was that Tanya chick, because she got into swinging after me, and she was looking for ways to reconnect. I never did. But I've never did the tie up and beat ass. I had a black mom. You guys know what I'm talking about. Them extension cord beatings. Plus, I'm actually a nice guy. I'm still a nice guy inside. I've learned to cover up with a veneer of hardness. So I'm what you nice guys can become if you learn to get control of it. And being assertive, learn to be assertive, was actually very hard for me. And I'm not fully assertive at times, like in business. I build on the first, and it bothers me to have to remind a client, or used to. The guy whose gym I'm renting, he's asking me for my money on the first every goddamn time. He's like a fucking pimp. You shouldn't have to ask me. It's not. It's. I always pay him in cash so he doesn't have to report it, and I put an envelope for him. And it bugs me that he asks me every goddamn month, but he's very assertive. That's one thing, and I guess he's like that with his clients as well. And I admire. That's one of the things I do admire in the jackass. Supreme, when it comes to giving girls the roller coaster feeling, do you shit on bitches, then build them up? Shit on them again? See, a lot of guys, when I said that, you think I deliberately give girls a roller coaster ride. But then you ignore when I said I try to make things fun. It's when they start to act up a little bit because they're trying to get you to settle down with them, or they're getting frustrated. And roller coaster ride for me is if I'm in a bad mood, I have no problems being in a bad mood. Okay? A lot of guys, you're in a bad mood. You get around your women, she asks, what's wrong? You go, nothing. I realized that I would start shitting on girls and realize, I'm pissed off at a client. Now I would actually apologize, say, I'm actually mad at a client. I'm a man. That's what a man does. When you're wrong, you're wrong. But when they start to, get a little testy, that's when I shit on. Now, some of you guys confuse when I'm clowning them. Imagine a chick that's so hot she wins the most physically fit female contest in Sacramento, and I'm teasing her like she wore mini skirts, and I get sick of women that came to me to train with me saying, I want legs and a butt like Susan's. My girl Susan. She put in her time. She worked hard to get that physique. But anyways, and I tease her. I call her duck lips. Because she had, she's half Italian, half Irish. So she had, these lips. And they kind of remind me like a little duck. And I call her duck butt because she had a little bubble, she had a bubble butt. She had a nice ass. Nice ass. For a white chick. So I teased her, and I talked shit to her all the time because she was actually one of those more aggressive type females because she was involved in competing with me. She wanted to outdo me as an instructor. So I was always shitting on her and clowning her like I do with Jovina. Remo made a comment on the forum about, something about, I said something about her, she had, old pussy, dust coming out of it. That's the way I am with women. And sometimes I realize I'm doing bad and I can't stop. It's just my personality. I've tried to stop, and it's my personality. Dominic, he did say the head was great. Laughed my ass off. Yes, I did. A word from the old school, it was bodacious. And I'm hard to please that way. She could do it every time. Like the MAC makeup chick, I taught her. She could do it every time. She got it down to just a couple of minutes, in fact. That's fast for me because it would take like an hour plus. But once I get used to the girl, it's good to go. Your trick about asking female questions based on what they just told us, it works. Good. It's not really a trick. It's a conversation technique, if you want to say. Have you ever fucked a fat chick? The MAC makeup girl, she was 210 pounds when I met her. But she was shapely. She wore fucking half tops. And she had a soft stomach, but it wasn't a belly. It was flat. She was like hella fucking thick. And she had, big hips. And they were curved. It was like everything was in the right place. It was a big version. She went down to 132 pounds. But there was another chick. She was a black chick. She had a big old gigantic butt, went in at the waist. Big old titties. I hit what they would call thick. Fat to me are girls with flabby bellies, big bellies, flat asses. That's a fat chick to me. Look like bowling balls or anything close to that. Or if they got sloppy belly, that's not a thing for me. I like those certain type of chicks that could gain weight and didn't have a fat gut bulging out. Also, I didn't like back fat. Back fat, gross, in the upper shoulder blades. Because I had a girl that was teaching me ballroom dancing. I was her aerobic instructor. She gave me free lessons afterwards because she was taking the stuff. White chick. And she was Irish. A lot of Irish women have those flat buns and they get belly fat and upper body fat, like dudes. And I touched her back. It makes me want to vomit. It was like there was snot under her skin. It squished to the bone, brothers. I hated those fucking lessons. Well, because I didn't want to have to touch her back. And she had like these funny teeth that came out. Like they went in a circle, like a U shape. You seen those type? And they came forward. She had bigger lips, but red hair. Yeah, you guys laughing. Very funny. Very funny, motherfucker. I had to touch that shit. And it felt like snot under the skin. Mommy. He goes, I've seen some huge, really attractive ones. Yeah. That I would fuck, honestly. Yeah. The girl I was talking about, the MAC makeup chick, she also had, she wore a ton of makeup. Real pretty face. But it was the makeup. What?
Nothing.
You paying attention to my conversation?
You got loud there for a second.
Yeah. I guess I did get a little older. Then later on in her career, because she was a makeup artist, she started just wearing, lips and eyes. She still had a pretty face. Without a makeup, I tried to talk to her and stop caking that shit on. We gotta scrape it off. But it's a canvas that they can work with, and she knew how to do the eyes and stuff. People thought she was like a star when she walked around the downtown mall. When she got her implants, they thought she was a porn star. I think that woman stayed true to me. All these old motherfuckers, young dudes, and I'm 17 years older than she was, and she stayed true. I'm the one that, fucked that up. Next to my studio was a hair salon, and there was a girl named Jessica in there. She was Mexican, and I love Mexican women. The Mexicans. I love the Mexicans. That's my Trump for the day. Yeah. I used to want to, date Native Americans. I dated one Native American girl, but her fat was too thick. It was too solid in there, in her butt. She was real pretty, but she was too solid for me. I like the fat to be loose, in the butt where it's loose and jiggly. Because when you hit it from the back, you want to see the hips and the shit move like the ocean. I don't know, I'm doing something down there, not to see the shit, be solid. Let's see. 13 minutes before I got to go to my client. Yadman. That's not your real name, is it? It's like a phrase. Yadman. But I understand the money part that you were talking about, because she does get depressed at times when it comes to money, yes, issue. And that's when she is less submissive. You got it right there. That's her thing. She probably has fear in her background. Jovina, your phone just went off. So that's probably, the issue that's going on. Other times we are good and she's full of cooperation. Yeah. Money can kill a relationship real fast. Okay, fellas? That's why I try to get you guys to become like me. Donna, and yeah, no fat chicks for me. Tweets don't. This community, Caucasians will call the women that I like fat because they're like 160 pounds. I like a woman with a big ass and a little waist, flat stomach, and I don't care if the boobs are big or small. It's all about the ass and the hips. I love wide hips. They can take it. They take that deep stroke. Kevin, I finally woke up to the game when I heard the phrase. Then he didn't say the phrase. Message retracted. I never got the ones I wanted, just the ones that wanted me. Lloyd Banks. There's a song, if you can't be with the one you love, then love the one you're with. Hold on, I gotta find the name of that damn song now. There it is. Wow, other people have been looking for it. I just got to, if you can't be with, and there it is. Crosby, Stills, and Nash? Oh, I know it was a white song first. Cool. Wait a minute. Yeah, that is the same song. Love the One You're. Go find that song, fellas. I like the Isley Brothers because that's what I'm used to. Yeah, good song. Maybe later on tonight I'll listen to the Steels and Crosby version. I didn't realize they did the same song. Crap. but I do know the band at least. Oh yes, I've heard this on the radio before. Yeah. Cool. Got something to listen to for later. Yadman, I have those features, except the money part. I graduate school next year. You guys are in school. We have good sex. Is it mind-blowing sex? And I get up in her mind while she nuts multiple times. Good. I always give her joy, and we do talk about travel. Good. So it's obviously the money thing that's stressing her out. And when she gets stressed, she acts like she's stressed. How she acts like she's stressed? She's less cooperative, like everyone else. Nas, LOL, they call a woman 170 a BBW. A real, yeah. That's Caucasian males for you, though. Yadman, I'm Jamaican background. That's why I use that name. Also, it is not your name. Yadman. Yadman. Boyaka, boyaka, man. What does that mean? You blood clot. What does that mean? Well, I guess instead of blood, the guy's a blood clot, he's like a problem. You know, a terminal problem. That makes sense. Danny Martinez. I am telling every guy at my job about you. They want to be players. Thanks for teaching me the ropes. You're welcome, Danny. Are you black? Danny? I finally get to see your face, and I think you're black. Or you're one dark Latino. Do your DNA, brother. You might be surprised. He goes, nope. Well, why do you look so dark? DNA test, brother. Latino. I know you're Latino, but Jovina's ex-husband is about your complexion, the way you look, and he's Portuguese. He's like the darkest one I've ever seen. And none of her kids came out dark. They're all her complexion. Phil T. Supreme. If you had 7 housemates in the building, should I invite myself to her place or invite her to mine? And if she says, call me anytime, how do I get her to call me instead? Well, here's how it is there, brother. You're the man. You haven't put the goods on her yet. So you're gonna have to be the aggressor, like a man does, and call her. You gotta earn that whole right where she calls you. That means she's gotta want to be with you badly enough. So right now she doesn't want to be there with you badly enough to where she'll call you. So go on and call her up and set up a time where you can go over her place. Sorry you live in a house full of 7 other guys. You must be in college or something, but that makes it hard. But go to her place where it's nicer. Women always have nice beds. You guys ever notice that? I love their beds. The smell of the bed. It's always, softer. Like, I used to have a mattress on the fucking ground, so I bought a frame for it. Actually, I bought a bed. I remember the first bed I ever bought when I got up off the ground. First place, I slept on a mattress, and that girl came over. Susie came over. She slept on the mattress. Then I moved to a upstairs apartment, and I bought a regular bed as my income grew. Five minutes. JR. I completely miss the sign women give me. You got to open your eyes, start paying attention, brother. Let me go to my forum, see if the brother got the message. Phil T says, great, I'll do that. Since I got her info online, what would you do in public? Or just manage to go straight to her place? I'm not sure I understand what you're saying there, Phil. Great, I'll do that. And since I got her info online, so this is online chick. She said call you anytime. That's a sign of interest right there, by the way. What would you do in public? Go to coffee. Or get an adult drink, adult beverage. I actually prefer to get a real drink over coffee dates, by the way. And I did a bunch of coffee dates towards the end of my game. But I always preferred the liquor because it helps them relax. I had more fun over the drink dates than I did over coffee dates. But I'm dealing in a market where not everybody's over 21. There's so many, hold on, or just manage to go straight to her place. That's what I would do, is figure out a way to go over to her place. I like to ask women, what's the favorite dish that you make? And then I'll joke, hey, well, cool, I'll be by on Thursday to sample it. What time are you free? I turn that right into something serious. When you're a bachelor, you figure out ways to get fed, like I did. I actually started using females. Well, I was using for the pussy too, but I figured I was the gift, and paid me. Dominic, I don't get how a college student can't get any pussy. There's so many females on campus. How can you? Somebody gotta be. I agree. Somebody's got to be choosing. Phil T says yes. Cool. He. Okay, I'm waiting for my client to send me a message. Guess I'll try to use the shout box. Phil T, I'm not a student. Okay. Danny Martinez, how do you know you are in friend zone? Oh, I know you, Danny. I remember you. I don't know why I didn't put your name together. Let me see if you're the same guy. Yeah. Weren't you in my Facebook group? And you are pretty dark there, dog. But I remember you. The big smile. How do you know you're in friend zone? You feel like you're in friend zone. Try asking her out for a date and see what she says. She treats you like a friend instead of someone she wants to fuck. Phil T, but yes, Dominique, there is a lot of young pussy in colleges. I agree. College chicks want to have fun. Here's something you may want to think about, especially if you're at a university, you have dorm stuff. Think about these girls now being free of their parents. They're fucking free to do what they want to do. Yeah. Yadman. Blood clot is just a bad word. Can be used many ways, just like how we use the word fuck. Blood clot. I always thought it meant it was C-L-O-T, but that's probably the way you guys are pronouncing C-L-O-T, as in a blood clot. Like a blood clot to the heart. Stop your heart. Brother Grease is Jamaican, but American Jamaican. His parents are Jamaican. You have him do his father, impersonate his father for you sometime. Richard! Phil T. I'll call her even if it's 11 p.m. now. Yeah. She might not be in bed, so give her a call. And talk to her on the phone. Nothing like that midnight hour conversation. Put some good music on to get yourself in the mood. Fuck music. Not your rap music, Phil T. And knock it out. Let that music get you in that right mood so you get your voice soft and deep when you talk to her on the phone. Okay, looks like it's 8:02. I missed his appointment last night. Our heater went out. I was working on the heater. And I just sent him a message today. I got busy with the heater. Totally forgot. That was my bad. I hate doing that. So I always give my clients an extra free appointment. And I hate, that I make myself pay for their time. If I fuck up, I'll pay for your time with a free appointment. I think that's fair. Phil T, I'll call her even though it's 11. Speaking of which, somebody's turning the heater up. I noticed it's not on.
It's not. I think there's something wrong with it. Still, I don't know. Filter's in there.
Yeah, filter's in there.
We'll see if it's still not working by tomorrow.
Huh. Yeah, it does feel cold in here too.
It does. That's why I came and checked on it.
I didn't notice it till now. So it looks like our neighbor had to get up on top of the roof. His instant fix method didn't work. But I get better when the heater's off, so I'm not missing it. I turn it on for her because she's freezing. And I wear stuff like this when I get cold, a flannel shirt and a shirt underneath. I like rap music, but you're right. You can't play it around females. Exactly, Dominique. I'm glad you're mature enough to realize that. That's actually hard to get across to a lot of black dudes, man. They can be the biggest idiots. Phil T left a voicemail. That means she didn't pick up. Cool. Thanks, Supreme. You're welcome. Did you say give me a call when you get this message? She might be asleep, though. If she works, got to go to work. She has no man, nobody to put her to bed and knock it out so she sleep good. She might be doing herself right now or did herself and went to sleep. Passed out with a vibrator still running. One of the fellows that for the forum, Innocent, he sent his proof of game to Greece, who shared it with me. And hold on, let me ban this idiot. Why do white guys do that? I'm gonna ask that fella, you filthy animal, why do you guys do that shit? Troll. Just before I ban you, just answer the simple question. Why would you do something like that? You always tell by their names. They think they're funny. Sure you are. That's why you got a white guy in your avatar. That if you are Asian, you're one of those white Asians, Uncle Tom Asians, act like, a white guy. I've seen your type, especially your women. Asian, white, same difference these days. I'm old school. I'm used to Asians not being like acting like white guys. So you're using the name of a Korean guy who's pretty famous, who I've never heard of, you filthy animal. So you come into my channel saying, I got a fart, and you probably thought that was funny. Speaking of Asian fellas, David Lukes is here. See, David never does shit like that. Although he does skip around at you know, trans clubs with his glow sticks. And don't act like you never hit no glow sticks, David. But seriously, dude. And I'm sure David will agree with this. I've seen Asian chicks that only date white guys. My apologies. I had my mouse on the ban. Okay. I'll accept your apology. David, you're just salty. I got the better moves and ladies. Keep dreaming, David. Actually, David did have some fine chicks. Yeah. Yes, there are Asian chicks out there like that. Yeah. What about Asian dudes? I've seen Asian dudes like that, you know, a couple times. And we apparently have a Korean guy in the house going by the name of You Filthy Animal. He came and said, I got a fart. That's not cool. Yep. The Asian women in my town that dress sexy are all prostitutes. You can't be all inclusive, Dupree, and let's get off the subject of race. When Vietnamese start coming to the country, all the women used to dress like prostitutes or like they're going clubbing, and that's all day long, you know. But some of them look really cute, but they're just too small, too tiny. Some of them had nice little butts. There was a Korean chick or not Korean, but she was Vietnamese, that I used to dance with at America Live, and she was sexy as fuck, but I never touched her. And we got really deep in our dance. Like, wow. Okay, Chris Supreme, online dating is heating up again. Spring coming up in Chi-Town, Chicago. More traffic, more choosing. I noticed that my numbers are back up again. I'm at 10 emails sitting in there. And as I showed the other day, you know, good looking females. And he goes, better looking women popping up more. I've noticed that. Sometimes I get the booger bears, that's, you know, big bear black chicks, or I even had a couple of fat, ugly white chicks, but normally it's like average to attractive white chicks. And the sisters will be either mixed race or booger bears. That's, you know, the big overweight sisters. Which I don't, you know, I'm using a younger profile, that photos where I'm in shape, or kind of like in shape. I was 260 in those photos, by the way, where I'm doing public speaking. You know, photos like that. And I get these sisters that are overweight. And I talk about how I'm a trainer, a personal trainer. What makes them think they got a chance with me? Dupree Vom. She gave me serious sex choosing while walking with a white man, but I was like, nah. Let me back up, because I think I missed Dupree. The Asian women in my town that dress sexy are all prostitutes. So you must look like a trick, by the way. I have a slim Middle Eastern 36-year-old and a young, curvy, light-skinned chick on the line. Slim Middle Eastern 36-year-old. That girl that I posted, the MILF, with all that serious ass, I believe she's Middle Eastern. I didn't know Middle Eastern grew it like that. It's like I seen an East Indian chick with an ass like that. I didn't know they got that either. So you like those Skinny bitches, huh? Chris? Young, curvy, light skin. Okay, you got a curvy one too. The smallest girl I had, she was 98 pounds. The Brazilian. She gained weight to 112. But she was fucking 98 pounds. Dupree. I was walking downtown and she was just giving out choosing to all the men. She wasn't getting money from me. She's advertising. Advertising. That's her way of advertising. If you stopped and gave a stare back, she would itemize, look at what you're wearing, and itemize what your amount value is. See if you're worthy of her. Chris, no, I like curvy or athletic squat booty. But the me one is choosing, so, hey, that means Middle Eastern one. Hey, I ain't fighting it. I'm not complaining. I thought you liked my dad, because my dad likes skinny bitches. My mom, he said, looked like a pipe stem with legs. And Caucasian males, they tend to like little skinny girls also. I like curvy chicks too. Dominic says, well, you're a brother. Have you ever been golfing, Supreme? Not once ever. Only time I was on a golf course was when as I said, I think it was yesterday, I had sex with my ex-wife when we were kids. We both were the same age. We just started dating. Anyway, we had sex on the golf course. Never been to one. Although my sons golf. And that's where, gentlemen go, is to golf. Rich white guys go to golf. And blacks moved in on the sport as well. So I didn't have time for games. I was fucking too many females. If I had spare time and I could get a female to come over, that's what I did. So I didn't really develop any hobbies during that time period other than reading. And I read when I was sitting on the toilet. As a kid, I would sit there for hours, man, in my own funkin' shit. But anyways, or I would read if my girl Sarah took me out, the makeup artist, because she was making good money, she would take me out to breakfast, and I'd take my book everywhere we went. And I'd actually sit there and read, unless she engaged me in the conversation. Was stupid. I look back on it. I should have been, talking to her more, and I did talk to her. But there were time periods where I tried to sneak in a chapter or two, a page or two. Have you ever been golfing? Okay, that's the last question. Let me check on my site. Okay, he didn't get the message because he would have responded. I should have just emailed him. What I've found, although Brazilian was different, but that's because she had African blood. But curvy chicks, and I want to ask Chris about the Middle Eastern, because I'm curious about the way they do it, if they're passionate. Because some of them they'd be very passionate. They're like the upcoming race of women. Like if you watch the what was that show? The Blacklist. There's that older one that's on there with the sexy lips. So Chris, what's it like having Middle Eastern pussy? And what type of Middle Eastern is she? It seems like they're putting more of the Middle Eastern women in the movies because they're really pretty. You guys seen those two that got busted? They were called the Canadian Kardashians. They got arrested in Nigeria for trying to extort a rich black billionaire. And yes, there are black billionaires. Are becoming more liberated. Yeah, I've noticed that. I was watching one of those Facebook videos, and this Arab guy went up and slapped a woman at a wedding or some kind of event. She beat that motherfucker's ass. She jumped in the air to hit that motherfucker. She was like, she had learned like martial arts or something. She just beat his ass. I guess some of these Middle Eastern men can't fight. He was over there in his suit and just slapped the bitch. She's an intellectual type. I learned very soon how to push her buttons and have her wanting to prove herself to me. Good. Phil T says, Chris James, what do you mean? The ME one is choosing. Is that English? Oh, he left off. He's probably on a phone, Phil. Phil looks like a white dude. I mean, Chris looks like a white dude, but he's a mulatto. Or is it like, say, biracial? I'm old school. That's the term white folks used. Dominic. They like brothers. My cousin dated a Middle Eastern chick. One of my youngest, not youngest, but my son Christopher almost married one in New York. But he caught her talking the day of the wedding, I think it was. He caught her talking to other guys, chatting with the dudes on her cell phone, and he called the wedding off. I'm not going out to type Middle Eastern every time, Phil. And he goes, oh, Middle East ME. Okay, never mind. Okay. I made a mistake too, and I realized, oh, Middle Eastern. So, Chris, what's the pussy like? How's it feel? Middle Eastern and Asian chicks. I want to know how they feel. Closest I came was spoke Farsi. I guess that's Middle Eastern. She was thick. They also have a lot of hair. This girl had a mass of hair. At one time, a lot of Iranians were coming to the country back in the days. Jovina went to school with a guy. He had his own house. Jovina.
Yes.
The dude that was Iranian, they had his own house.
Yeah, his parents owned a home here, and they sent him here to go to school.
And he lived there by himself.
Well, his older sister, but she was in college.
But she was in college. So this dude in high school had his own fucking house. And he was fucking. Wasn't he fucking a lot of chicks?
Yeah, he liked black girls too.
So he was getting the sisters.
He's part of our circle.
Yeah. The Iranians, when they came here, they kind of remind me of like Elvis Presley types. So they had that, they all were good looking dudes.
He was really good looking.
Yeah. I noticed that because I was in TV class with one, and he looked like Elvis Presley. He had this, the hair they're like Elvis Presley types. That look, the Persians. They've talked about the Persians. I guess
I love the Persians.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's the Mexican.
I think the sexiest man in the world was a Persian guy. Remember that?
Oh yeah, he's some prince or somebody.
I don't know. I just saw his face.
Yeah, he's like real high class or real rich or prince of somewhere.
You're wearing my robe.
It's cold. Just got out of the shower too.
Okay. Dominic, that's why I'm trying to buy my own house when I turn 22. Good for you. That's the great way to get started. I wish I did that myself. But I got married instead. The pussy is normal, LOL. She never had kids, still tight at 36, yeah. But sexually, are they passionate? Because the language is not a passionate language. It's got phlegm in it. So I'm wondering if they're passionate. I would think that they would be by the culture. Even though the language is not as bad as like Russian or guttural German. Dominic, yeah, good for you, Dominic. So I'm waiting for Chris to tell me how the women are. What I noticed with sisters, and someone let me know if they've run the opposite, it's not about them being passionate as being more physical. They like physical sex, physical voice, versus they tend to like that more versus, you know, the passionate stuff. Or maybe that's what they're used to from brothers. He said submissive. Chris says submissive. I tell her what to do in bed. It's good. Very feminine. Again, I'm wondering, are they passionate? Oh, maybe you're not the passionate man. Okay. You don't do passion. My bad. Believes in taking care of a man. I like that. That's their culture too. Since I've been watching these Maury's and I started watching Cheaters, I thought about, what would it be like to be at 57 or 58 years of age back in the game? What would I do? Dupree, I was at the gym and a guy told me every exercise I do, I should do to failure. Is that true? That's how I train a lot of my clients. The ones for bodybuilding, and I do for our male clients. That's how I trained myself. It's called HIIT, basically HIIT, which I don't stand the extra I, but it stands for high intensity training. And I agree with that ideology. A muscle won't grow until it's been totally exhausted. So I don't like the nerd number set counting, although I do reps of 15 with my clients. Because I'm not trying to make bodybuilders out and make the muscles grow, just trying to tone them up. But I like the idea of going to failure. It also will make a man out of you. It's so much psychological benefits to pushing like that, to making your will push. Because you're in that last rep, you just can't get it up, and you're fighting, and you got it halfway up, you're still struggling. Most people will give up. Instead of, you got another inch, you're breathing, you're pushing, you know you're going to make it. And you get it up to the point where it's a solid rep. That's the shit I'm talking about. Supreme, have you seen my contest pick from last year? No, David. Now, David had some bitch assness in him. Remember that, David? You had that pain you were whining about? And I just told you, just get up on the fucking iron? And look what happened. You overcame that shit. It made a man out of you. Dominic, yeah, that's the same thing my cousin said, Chris. Well, she's one of those lose herself in the moment types. I like that. Her face looks like she's getting the shit fucked out of her intense. I like that too. Oh, Chris. It's a good thing you have the name Chris. Dupree. Great. I'm sewing. I'm going it for now on. I'm doing it for now on. Oh, he goes doing the next sentence. Supreme, yeah. David, let me show you. Okay. Chris, I do old time strength routines, so weights are never the failure, but failure on body weight exercises. You're doing the rep system of 3 sets of 8. Or you might do the reverse pyramiding, or actually no. New style would be reverse pyramiding, and the old style would be pyramid. You do 12 reps, then you do 10 reps and 8 reps, 6 reps. If it's working for you, cool. If you want to blast your muscles, then you might try doing your exercises with dumbbells on the bench to failure. You can't do the failure on a bar because then you need a spotter. And when you can't get it up, that spotter's got to be pretty fucking strong. Can't be a girl. Jovina, let shit head out. He's over here rubbing his head up against my feet. The cat understands when I yell Jovina. He knows that he's gonna get to go out. I scared Fat Bastard that I went, psst, and he jumped straight up.
He's done that before too.
Yeah. I like scaring my cats. I'll sneak up behind them when they're outside watching the traffic. To see them jump. Can't post links here? Yeah, you can. Just leave the HTTP stuff off. I've had links, I just cut and paste them, and then I'll go post it. It's kind of funny at my gym because men don't pay the women any attention, no matter how much attention the woman tries to seek from them. I like that ideology. They're focused on themselves. Chris says 5 by 5 on multi-joint exercises, presses, squats, cleans. 3 by 8, 10 on single joint curls. If you really want to grow, change that shit up because your body adapts. Shit, I lost it. Hold on. Zoinks, you've taken a wrong turn. I got a picture of a giraffe, an owl in a cat in a suit, another cat in a suit, cats in suits. So somehow I've taken a wrong turn with that link you gave me. Dominic, yeah, you'll kill yourself on the... Dominic, yeah, you'll kill yourself on the if you go to failure on the bar. That sentence didn't even make sense. You forgot to say on the bench. It went to the Imager company, but let me try it again. Yeah, because after each letter or series of letters, there's a percentage sign that came up. Let's see if it'll go now. And it went. Okay. This is David's physique. What the fuck is this on the side? All right. Let's see. You're doing the contest that my son Christopher did. You know people are using roids on there. You're still natural. So the roid people are winning. He came in 5th place. Okay. We need more pecs. We need to get your pecs up. Your shoulders look like they're dominant. And we need to get a little more trap on you. Good job on building the size of the arms up. The delts. We need more of the shoulder cap there also. I see it on the other one. It's just the angle of posing, I guess. Looks like your chest is your hard area to build. And I recommend getting away from the bar for a while and work on dumbbells, especially inclines. And when you bring it down, this is the bottom, cock your elbows back, a diagonal angle, and then explode it up. Also work from your mind. And each contraction, contract your chest as you explode it up. Make sure you put your mind in there and make your mind contract. Try to fire all the muscles. Excuse me. Good job on your physique, because you come a long ways. Yes, chest is harder. Yeah, you're shoulder dominant, and you'll get more out of dumbbells. Otherwise, your shoulders do all the work when you do the bench press with the bar. Try my chest pump. Do incline bench press to failure. Incline flies to failure. Then drop to the floor. Do as many push-ups as you can on your feet. Then drop to your knees and grind those push-ups out. I guarantee you 3 sets of that, you'll see a difference. Also, when you do your flies, as you come up, turn the heads together, press, squeeze. When you squeeze the heads together, contract your chest. That'll get you that thickness right in here so that you could hold a quarter between your pecs. It'll really build the depth of the chest up. Okay? So when you come up with those flies, about halfway up, you rotate in. Don't do it from down here. You'll jack your shoulders. Come up, rotate in as you get near the top, press them together, the heads of the bells together, and squeeze, and make your chest contract. Okay? Then ground out those push-ups. And don't do them like this. Put your hands out where you're working your pecs. You'll probably get, if you did everything right, you'll get like 3 or 4 push-ups. It'll surprise you. You'll drop your knees, you'll grind out a few more. Go to where you can't get up, brother. Try that and write me back. Let me know how it works. Actually, I know how it's going to work. I already been through this with guys. It blows their lids. Anyone pulling women off Instagram? Seem like they're attention whores on Instagram. Trying to see how many followers they can get. Jovina, let me have some more water. Dupree says, Chris James, too many thirsty dudes on there. I get boosted up too fast. I agree. Thank you. Jovina, I'm done. Lots of fitness chicks on there, so I was wondering. Think about it. What will make a girl go on there, Chris, if not the want for attention? They want you to write them. They want you to ogle over them. They want to see how it's all about their ego, how good they really are, and get hundreds of thousands of followers. I've seen the fitness chicks on there. In fact, I have an Instagram account that I started for my ab workouts, and yeah. A couple of friends have pulled chicks on the gram. Good for them. That's one of the things I was working with that one guy on my Tinder guy. He was using Instagram to pull females too. But these women are major attention whores. Think about that. Now, what kind of guy is able to pull females from the gram? And were they smoking hot? Or were they just more the average types? Just had an Instagram account. Dupree says they just want attention. They're not giving out no rap. The word is play. They're not giving out any play. That's what we used to use. Can't get any play from her. She's not giving out no play. All right, this call's been going on, and I'm ready to settle in for the evening. Maybe watch a TV show or something. Or maybe we'll watch Maury. Those shows crack me the fuck up. So I'm out of here, fellas. You guys have a good day. If you're trying to gain 10 pounds, hit the gym. Put on 10 pounds of muscle. 10 pounds of muscle versus 10 pounds of fat. Okay? Have a good evening, fellas.